15. The first Porsches were built with a Reutter body, now known as Recaro Reutter Carrosserie Werke, which produced bodies and interiors. Had a partnership with Porsche to produce the bodies of the 356. In the early 60s, Porsche bought the line of production of bodies, and the interior line was renamed Recaro. 14. The Porsche 959 with all-wheel drive, a top speed of almost 320 km per hour, who was one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced, supercar of the 1980s, with a lot of the latest technology employed. 13. In addition to sports cars, Porsche also built tractors, having even more success than rival Lamborghini. In addition, they also produced a gasoline tractor, specific for the production of coffee, so that the diesel smoke would not alter the taste. 12. The Porsche 911, the most iconic model, was to be named Porsche 901. The replacement for the Porsche 356, which we all know today as the Porsche 911, was to have been named the 901. But Peugeot had all the names registered with the number 0 in the middle, including the 901, hence they changed to 911. However, this registration was only valid for commercial models. The competition ones were not covered, and so there are several Porsche competitions with the number 0 in the middle. In addition, in 1963 a few pre-production Porsche 901s were sold. 11. Porsche is a brand that develops designs for the most varied sectors, and that also included aviation. Porsche designed the cockpit of the Airbus A300, and one of the innovations was the digital screens, which replaced the analog devices. Porsche tractors. In addition to sports cars, Porsche also built tractors, having been even more successful than rival Lamborghini. In addition, they also produced a gasoline tractor, made specifically for coffee production, so that diesel fumes did not alter the taste. In 1972, Porsche developed the world's first black chronograph. This chronograph was developed based on the dials of Porsche cars, hence the black background, which gives it a much sportier look. 10. Harley-Davidson uses, in some of its motorcycles, engines developed by Porsche. As an example, the Harley-Davidson V-Rod uses double overhead camshafts, a technology implemented by Porsche. 9. Porsche 959 also won Paris-Dakar Rally. A brand like Porsche, which at the time did not have all-terrain vehicles, entered the world's toughest rally in 1986 with its 959 supercar, winning the victory. In 1984 he had already done the same, but this time with the Porsche 911 4x4. 8. The 1986 Porsche 944 was the first car sold in the U.S. with a standard passenger airbag in addition to performance. Safety is also important to Porsche, and that is why the Porsche 944 was a pioneer, as it had a standard passenger airbag, at a time when even the airbag for the driver was an extra in many brands. 7. Porsche, the brand with the most victories in competitions altogether. Porsche has already managed to win over 24,000 races around the world, a feat that no other brand did. 6. World's first hybrid car. Ferdinand Porsche developed the world's first hybrid car in 1899. The loaner Porsche Semper Vivus was basically an electric car that used an internal combustion engine as a generator. It was also the first automobile with four-wheel brakes. 5. For about 2 years the first Porsche 356s were produced in a former locksmith shop. From 1948 to 1951 the Porsche 356s were produced in Gmünd, Austria, and that's why they are known as 356 Gmünd. These were also lighter, as their body was made of aluminum rather than the steel of later models produced in Germany. For the Volkswagen Beetle, the first Volkswagen Type 1, also known as Beetle or Beetle in Brazil, was designed and built by Ferdinand Porsche on his property. 3. Ferdinand was also responsible for the development of the Silver Arrows. The Silver Arrows were cars developed only for Grand Prix competitions, now known as Formula 1. Ferdinand Porsche developed the Auto Union P for Porsche, which was equipped with a revolutionary 16-cylinder mid-engine. With pilots Hans Stuck and Tazio Nuvolari, these machines were unbeatable. 2. The horse in the Porsche emblem is very similar to that of the Ferrari. In the case of Porsche, it is because it forms an integral part of the emblem of the city of Stuttgart, where Porsche is headquartered. In the case of Ferrari, it dates back to the war, as one of the planes used a horse painted on the fuselage, something that Enzo also used in his competition cars for luck and later became part of the Ferrari emblem. 1. Porsche has defeated its opponents in Formula 1, since this competition started the era of turbo engines with a 1.5L V6 turbo engine, with close to 1,000 horsepower, developed by Tag Porsche. McLaren managed to obtain 3 championships with the pilots Niki Lauda and Alain Prost.